People who no longer feel interested in important days like your birthdays, Christmas, New Year Eve, etc. When did you feel that and why? For many years, I worked in a restaurant and most of my good friends worked in a restaurant or lounge. In that industry, holidays mean working longer hours, often double shifts day after day. The bigger paychecks come a week or two after the celebration. Do that long enough, holiday cheer kinda gets burned out of you. When money couldn't last me from one to the other. Christmas is too dang expensive. There's too much pressure surrounding birthdays. What are you going to do? Who's coming? How many people wished you? What was the past year of your life like? What did you accomplish? It's just a lot of hype surrounding another day of existence. It makes me sort of stressed out lol. I hear ya. My worst one was my 21st birthday. My mum asked what I wanted to do and I told her just a quiet dinner as a family is fine. I don't like being the center of attention at all. So, of course, she goes ahead and gets together our whole extended family from all over the country and makes a big thing of it. Hated every second of it. Do I get a day off work? Yes equals I am excited. No equals don't give a crap. I'm a big fan of small everyday relationship things. Any relationship, friends, co-workers, significant others etc. Instead of big special occasion things. I started to feel this way after friends from high school college began to drift apart. Do we meet up every other week for game night? That means so much more to me than a 3-hour Halloween party. Do you normally wake up a little before I do and make coffee? To me, that shows more consideration than reservations at a fancy restaurant for Valentine's Day. In my mind, anyone can behave themselves for an evening. It's the small everyday things that show a real commitment to a relationship and a real desire to spend time with that person. That's why I don't really have much interest in important days. If we value our relationship whatever type, we don't need a special occasion to chill. If one, or both, people don't value the relationship, the important day just feels like an obligation. You're an acts of service person. My husband and I are the same, and we have a really solid relationship. But people straight up freak out when they find out we don't buy Christmas or anniversary or Valentine's gifts for each other. It's like they think we don't like each other, when in fact we just understand that we like each other all the time and aren't into big showy displays. The fact that they are supposed to be a big deal stress me out, despite feeling that, if I don't get enough attention on my birthday I feel bad. I completely relate to this. This year it didn't matter how many people wished me a happy birthday. I remember more the one that didn't. One of my close friends forgot this year and it sucked. I personally just don't really like gifts. I like the family hanging out aspects and getting to see people I don't see often. But I just don't like the spectacle of it. Why can't they just be days where you come together and just chill? I don't like the pressure of having to make the day feel super special and important. I am of the opinion that birthday parties should be like weddings, where the present opening happens later and in private. Focus should be on having a good time, and not on the presents. This past year when no one showed up to my 21 birthday or even said happy birthday to me and my roommates locked me out. This reminds me to my 21st birthday last year. No one said happy birthday to me, but I didn't mind because I also had forgotten it. Lovely family, lovely friends. The materialism ruined Christmas for me. There is a mad rush to purchase crap for people, and they often don't even want what they get. Bah humbug. My family started doing a no gifts policy which is freaking awesome. Unfortunately I wasn't given the memo and strolled in with gifts for everyone. Really look forward to next year and simply enjoying time with the family instead of worrying weeks prior about getting proper gifts for everyone. About age 12. Just stopped giving a frick because I was never popular enough to go places or be excited about them. The depressed part wasn't me so much though, just a lot of overinflated expectations that I stopped having. Stopped caring about my birthday when I was a kid. Reason? I never got any presents and I don't like the parties with my close relatives. Simple as that. Exactly this. But now that I am 21 and have some well-established friends I actually get excited for my birthday and other holidays. My family has always just never really cared to do stuff like that. Does all my life count? My mother was mentally ill. She had a personality disorder, and every special occasion brought out the worst of her behavior. Holidays are a great opportunity to really hurt people. I've never been able to break their association with rage, threats and destruction. I'll soon be 60 and still struggle with depression and anxiety around birthdays and holidays. 16th birthday. When my dad got in a car crash, my sister cut me out of her life. My mom was stuck at work super late, so I spent the day at school and then at home crying. They've only gotten worse from there, honestly. Still love Christmas though, ETA. And then on my 17th, it was my first birthday away from home and I spent 13 hours of it in a school basement studying for finals, and my mom's vehicle broke down so she couldn't visit her. It was great. I love birthdays. Holy crap. I send you hugs. That's pretty bad. The day isn't important. The people I spend it with are important. Parents got divorced when I was 14. Holidays turned into a chore of running back and forth between my parents, extended family, and friends, trying to make time for everything. It stopped feeling like a relaxing day and started feeling stressful. Felt like everyone else got to do their thing and I was stuck in between all of it, having to strictly schedule everything. As for birthdays, I just don't see the point. Nothing really changes about your life after each birthday. The people who I actually want to hear happy birthday from will tell me. Those who I don't mind won't, and that's fine. I don't need a gift or anything like that. Just getting to spend some time with friends is enough for me. So it's usually just like, we'll all get together, play some D&D, have a few drinks, and have a good time. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Unless you have kids, I think most holidays are overhyped. Too much pressure and expense for one day. I'd rather celebrate birthdays than Christmas and New Year. I've really become turned off by the commercialization of most holidays. I suppose it started back in high school. I just don't see the appeal of buying things for people that you know they don't really want. I like visiting family, though. I have mixed feelings about my birthday. I dislike presents for the same reason as above, but beyond that I like the individual attention I get from close friends and family, but dislike the reminder that I'm getting older. All that being said, I like Halloween. Corny spooky decorations are great. We lost our grandmother on Christmas morning. It made me realize it's just any other day. People don't stop dying or suffering because of the day. I can't say yet, but right now I can't imagine celebrating on the anniversary of her death. I guess time will tell. All the exciting birthdays are before you turn 22. After that, all it means is you made it around the sun another time without dying. And I just feel self-absorbed when I celebrate my birthday now. I always get irritable on my birthday because I neither want the additional attention nor think that I deserve any. On the other hand, I've lightened up about holidays like Christmas and Thanksgiving because I have come to appreciate how food can bring together family and friends. Now I'll look forward to dinners with my remaining family, those who aren't dead or estranged, on the holidays, and I make a point of going out to dinner with my close friend around New Year's. Probably late 20s. That crap becomes more and more meaningless the older I get. The only thing to look forward to is big family gathering holidays, and even those are now becoming less of a thing because my family is all over the country. Hard to get together. The personal holidays like birthdays or whatever, I don't care for either. What's the point? I can get whatever I want by myself. Don't need anyone to get me crap. And celebrating birthdays is like acknowledging that I'm 1 year older and even farther removed from being a young person. Username checks out. I don't have any friends or family to celebrate with. Being alone on those holidays kinda kills them. Maybe someday I'll be interested in them again, but for now, no. That's similar to how I feel, especially about Christmas. There isn't big family to celebrate with, no one gets along, and then I start missing people who are gone. I hate Christmas and think that I'll go take a trip to Asia next year during that time so I don't have to deal with it. Here I look at you, another year has gone, and what have you accomplished? Nothing. Not even your first job? You haven't even successfully gotten rid of your toxic environment? Dang, dude. You still, after knowing for about 8 years, haven't come out of the closet? You know, all the people you went to school with got nice degrees and a job, and all you can do it is make a quick animation in Photoshop. But this is what I think about during Christmas, New Year's, Easter, Halloween, birthday, you name it. I'd rather not think about the time passing. Everyone around me seems to have no interest. As much as I have tried to make such dates exciting and a cause for celebrating, they have worn me down over time. It's exhausting and depressing to put so much effort into trying to convince people who say they care about you to actually care about you. When I was young, I didn't have a lot of friends, so I quit having birthday parties because I figured no one would show up. That feeling, for whatever reason, spread to holidays, so none of that stuff is a big deal to me. I think it was because my dad killed himself around Christmas. Now no holidays really matter beyond being there with my wife. Man, what a punch to the gut. My grandfather killed himself on Christmas Day. With a couple young kids, I've got a chance to start the tradition over again. I hope you find that opportunity with your wife. I started actively disliking holidays after my parents divorced and we had to have multiple holiday events. We had to either have one the day before or after the day, or holiday breakfast and dinner with half the day on the road. It just became so much balls. I do as little as humanly possible now for the holidays and my birthday. My wife's parents are divorced, and her mom remarried, so Christmas is freaking 3 events. My birthday is the day after Christmas. I cannot even count over the years how many family members and close friends have forgotten about it, my own parents included. I've hated it since I was a child. No one ever wants to celebrate with me and it just makes me really sad. Pretty much as soon as I became an adult, my B-Day is simply just another day. I stopped celebrating Christmas once it became all about corporate greed and mindless consumerism. I'm usually in bed the night before 10 PM. My family is nutso and holidays are this big production. After a death in the family rearranged my priorities. Commercialism and materialism are so inadequate to fill spiritual needs. If you don't have a firm foundation to stand on when tragedy strikes, everything falls apart. I feel guilt-tripped into buying people crap. The crap people get me is never what I want and makes me sad how little they know about me. I got my dad and brothers gifts for Christmas and none of them got me anything. People make no effort when I attempt to do things with them, so I quit trying and just do my own thing. Most of the hype behind these events are people trying to sell you stuff anyway. I'd rather save money and not stress. Because money for food was more important than holidays for 3 years. Thankfully that's no longer the case, but now they are just about equal to any other day off. My 18th birthday was supposed to be the best day ever, but in the end it turned into crap with no presents and 5 60 years old people. I just sat in my room playing games and trying not to cry. It seems people really suck at genuinely putting effort in when it doesn't have to do with themselves directly. I've spent many similar birthdays where it seemed no one could be bothered to let me know they cared about me, so I spent the day holding back tears and rage. I'm familiar with your pain. It sucks. I'm sorry. Depression is a freaking B. Ain't that the truth? I always hope holidays like Valentine's Day falls on a weekend so I can sleep in and ignore the entire day. But it feels like it always lands on a work day. Navigating the inevitable question of what my plans are and walking the tight line of not appearing socially hopeless but also finding a diplomatic way of evading invitations without hurting anyone's feelings. XX. It's actually my birthday today. When I realized how unnecessarily expensive it is. People are made to feel pushed into getting expensive gifts for one another. The sheer amount of advertising around Christmas is beyond ridiculous. I just buy for close family and friends. Even then it's just a bottle of whiskey or gin and £10 and a card for the little ones. Same goes for birthdays of close family and friends. I just don't care about them anymore. Doesn't feel like it used to. I never made a big deal about my birthday since I turned into a teenager. Wife had a miscarriage Christmas Eve. Around 1 AM I was in the emergency room watching The Christmas Story. I'm done with the holidays for a while. I'm extremely sorry that happened to you too. I know the pain never really goes away, but I hope it gets easier with time, and if you try again, I hope everything goes fine. Christmas. As a teenager I used to work in a supermarket. Around September we started selling Christmas sweets. Some weeks later decoration, and then came the Christmas presents and offers. So I was fed up with Christmas when it finally came. I guess it will change again when I celebrate with my kids. Birthdays. Depression. I came to the conclusion not to like it because it was not my decision to be on earth, and so there is no reason for me to celebrate or like this day. So my birthday parties are rather small, or I only celebrate the big ones. I also felt I was not worth getting presents. This changed after the depression. Other important days. They are just days. I am not into celebrating anyway and usually do it because of social reasons. My wife and I celebrated the ASTNA alone and it was totally okay. I don't ever really remember caring about my birthday or holidays from about 15 onwards. Depression could very well affect it. But even when I feel great I still have no interest in celebrating them. I do enjoy seeing my family though, so that's about it. When I realized those days would never live up to what I wanted them to be. I'm not saying I have crazy expectations or anything, but apparently wanting the people in your life to spend one freaking day in a good mood and maybe put some actual thought into the gifts they give is asking too much. I always just spend the days doing damage control. X forgot to get Y a gift. Z wanted to eat something but W forgot they said they'd bring it. V didn't think I was excited enough when I opened their gift, so obviously I hate them. Just avoid them. You can't be disappointed if you didn't have any expectations to begin with. I'm generally pretty lonely, which is fine. I like my own space normally, but when a big holiday comes around I have to admit to myself it would be nice to have a family or a friend's family to share it with. You've been visited by Swining Thick Boy. Like and comment swing well thick boy and you'll be blessed with many thick woofers in your life. Like and subscribe you magnificent person.